A Sun Prairie man faces tentative homicide charges after allegedly driving drunk and causing a fatal crash.
And not quite the sight we want to see this early in October. We'll tell you if that snow right there is going to stick around. Straight ahead.
This is News 3 This Morning.
I just can't. That's terrible.
Paper, rock, scissors as to who has to clean off the news cars this morning.
Right. Remember when it was 80 degrees early last week?
Last Tuesday. What? Yeah.
Less than a week ago.
Less than a week ago.
Welcome, by the way. Good morning on this Monday, October 15th. Very cold one out there.
It is. It's chilly. Temperatures are in the 30s. We did have some snow overnight, so be aware of that. If you parked your car outside, you might have to just brush it off.
Yeah, these are the news cars, by the way, right outside our station.
Yeah, look at the video. It actually was coming down pretty hard for a short time. The ground is warm, so nothing really stuck to the grass or the roads or anything like that. But yeah, keep in mind you might have to clean off the car just a little bit.
Just a little.
Oh, it's been just shy of 6 months since we had our last snowfall in April. So we almost made it 6 months.
Dang it.
The snow has already come to an end, though. That's the good news. I think you're going to like the forecast. A lot of sun in this upcoming forecast. Skies are already starting to clear out towards La Crosse, so we have a good amount of sunshine in the area for the afternoon. Temperatures, though, are a little chilly this morning. You'll definitely want the jacket early today. I have gloves and a hat on as well. 34 here in Madison, 32 in the Dells, 34 in Mineral Point, 36 in Janesville. Temperatures over the next 12 hours are not really going to climb that high. We're stuck in the low to mid 40s again today, right around 43 at 3 p.m. here in Madison. There will be a steady west wind that is going to keep a chill in the air this afternoon. Your first alert traffic update this morning. Things are starting to dry out pretty quickly here across southern Wisconsin. No issues to report in Madison or accidents elsewhere in the area as well. I looked all around southern Wisconsin, so you're still going at posted speeds as you head into Madison.
You know, Hattie, you were pretty prepared this morning, but if you go check out Josh live this morning, his shoulders are up to his ears, his nose is red.
Is he wearing a spring jacket?
Yeah, he's a little cold.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're going to want an extra layer this morning. It's chilly outside.
Noted for tomorrow. All right, thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
We want to start this hour at the Dane County Jail, and that is where a Sun Prairie man is being held on his 4th OWI charge after allegedly causing a fatal crash over the weekend. 46-year-old Nicholas Hanley also faces tentative charges for homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle and multiple citations. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says Hanley tried to pass another car on Highway T near Betlatch Road. That's in the town of Sun Prairie. This happened yesterday afternoon. That car was trying to turn when Hanley's pickup truck crashed into the driver's side, killing that driver. A passenger was flown to the hospital, but we have not heard anything about that person's condition. The 2 victims have not been identified. County Highway T was closed for nearly 4 hours because of this crash. It was reopened around 8 o'clock last night.
New this morning, Rock County deputies are waiting on a blood draw for a Janesville man arrested for his 7th OWI last night. An off-duty deputy called in to report a van swerving all over Highway 14 between Evansville and Janesville. A Rock County sergeant followed the driver, 57-year-old Craig Kruger, onto Highway E, where the deputy says he nearly hit a guardrail. Officers say Kruger admitted to drinking at a bar in Verona and said he was on his way home. Kruger could be in court as soon as today for his initial appearance.
We have a first alert traffic note for drivers, particularly who go on the east side of Madison this morning. Let's take a live look at the intersection of East Washington and Stoughton Road. The stretch of Stoughton Road from this intersection down to Highway 30 is scheduled to be back open now. It was scheduled to be open about 5 minutes ago by crews. It was closed all weekend, you may remember, while crews worked to repair the railroad crossing near Commercial Avenue. It's been causing a lot of issues for drivers there.
In Rock County, the rest stop area along the northbound side of I-3990 in Beloit is closing today. It's going to stay closed over the next couple of weeks through November 1st. That's where crews are going to be working on pavement for new ramp alignments. Access to I-43 and the Highway 81 interchange will stay open, though, while that work's all being done. All right, 6:04 your time now. There are some renovations in the works for the Alliant Energy Center, and you have a chance tonight to weigh in on what you'd like to see.
The plan calls for a lot of development along John Nolan Drive, and that's where we find our Josh Sprider this morning. He is live at the Alliant Energy Center with more on tonight's open house. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. We were standing here just a couple of weeks ago for the World Dairy Expo, and officials say if we want to continue to host events like that and the CrossFit Games and attract more, we're going to have to update the area. Tonight, you can expect a joint presentation of the draft master plan in a public meeting. The county wants you to take a look at that draft and add any additional input or changes you'd like to see here. With the AEC campus being the region's premier event destination, officials say just like with time, you must transform and bring new excitement to the area. And if we want to continue hosting big name events, this project is a must for our local economy.
We know from studies that we support over 1,700 jobs in the community. Estimates are that if we do the kind of improvements to this campus that we're talking about, that we would look at supporting twice as many jobs in the community. So it's an investment in the campus, but it's something that all of Dane County would benefit from.
Along with the updates, officials say the project could bring economic development to the Madison area by attracting more visitors and making our community even more of a destination. That, in turn, they say could provide new opportunities here in South Madison. Again, that public meeting begins here at the Expo Hall at 5:30 tonight. It should be done by 7 o'clock. And ladies, you know, you keep rumming it in that I'm freezing out here. I already told Mark, my photographer, tomorrow I'm going to be like Ralphie from A Christmas Story. I can't put my arms down.
I got nothing. Oh my goodness. You're reminding me, Josh, of the CrossFitters that are usually at Alliant Energy and will be for a while, like the big muscled guys that can't put their arms down either.
I wish I had some meat on me like that this morning.
Oh, poor Josh. Get inside, buddy. All right, Josh Ryder reporting live at the Alliant Energy Center. Thanks, Josh.
Oh, boy. All right, 6:06 your time now. The Badgers are waking up quite a bit lower on the AP poll this morning after a 25-point loss to Michigan over the weekend. They are at 23 at that poll today. The Badgers only trailed 13-7 at halftime on Saturday, but the Wolverines pulled away in the second half and held the Badgers scoreless until the game's final minutes. It's Wisconsin's first regular season conference loss since 2016. They'll hope to get back on track at Camp Randall this weekend against Illinois for homecoming.
Brewers are also hoping to get back on track. They are waking up in sunny LA this morning, where it's supposed to be in the 70s for the first pitch tonight in Game 3 of the NLCS. The series split 1-1 after the Dodgers beat Milwaukee at Miller Park Saturday, thanks to that two-run homer right there by bearded phenom Justin Turner. Now, Ulysses Chassin will start for the Brewers tonight after the bullpen took a serious beating over the weekend. Those relief pitchers have given up 8 runs so far in this series. And not to bring up any sore subjects, but the last time Milwaukee played at Dodger Stadium, the team got walloped 21-5 with Chassin starting on the mound. Yikes. First pitch, 6:39 Central on Fox Sports 1.
Wisconsin sports fans probably going to be giving their remotes a bit of a workout tonight because the Packers game on Monday Night Football starts about half an hour after the Brewers game. The Pack will hope to get back on track against the San Francisco 49ers after last week's loss in Detroit. San Francisco has struggled since it lost its starting quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, to a season-ending knee injury. Kickoff for that game is at 7:15 over on ESPN. I'm still giggling about Josh. I can't
You will never make the same mistake again, I'll tell you that.
Okay, 6:08 your time now. Believe it or not, Thanksgiving is just over a month away. We are talking this morning about the spirit of the season and how you can keep families fed over the holidays with some help from the Goodman Community Center.
It feels like the holidays are upon us a bit. You may be waking up again to that dusting on your car. We will have more on the snow overnight, yes, snow, and the sunny forecast for the week when News 3 This Morning returns.
Good morning from the patio. It's definitely chilly outside this morning. No snow falling right now, but take a look at this picture. This was taken by one of our crew members earlier during the overnight hours. Mike took it of the snow falling in the parking lot here just as proof that we did see some snowflakes, the first ones of the season here in Madison. Now again, the snow has come to an end. The precipitation cleared out of the area pretty quickly just within the last hour. Things are going to start to dry out as well. We'll look at a wider view, and it shows you still some snow rotating around Lake Superior, but that will track eastward, not southeast today. Here's a look at satellite and radar combined, and what you're looking at on this map is a nice clearing trend taking place across Minnesota right now, and even getting into west central Wisconsin. I do expect our clouds to clear out today, setting us up for sunshine at least through the afternoon, maybe a little bit earlier. The high temperature trend, though, is going to keep things chilly over the next 10 days. Normal highs right now should at least be in the mid to upper 50s, even close to 60 today. We're going to be a far cry from that, hitting highs only around 43 degrees. We only get close to normal for Thursday and Friday this week, and then it cools back down for the weekend. Take a look at temperatures across the upper Midwest this morning. 38 in Chicago. La Crosse checks in with 34. It is freezing in Minneapolis at 32 and just 31 in Superior this morning. Temps are a degree or two warmer than that here across southern Wisconsin, but 34 seems to be a pretty popular number early today. Winds are from the northwest to 5 to 15 miles an hour. They'll shift to the west later on today, but continue to keep a chill in the air. It feels like it's in the mid to upper 20s this morning across southern Wisconsin, so want to dress appropriately today. Future Track is really optimistic about that clearing trend today, clearing us out in most spots already by 6. That's obviously not happening. It'll take a little bit longer for those clouds to clear the area, but by lunchtime, a good amount of sunshine. Temps may still be in the upper 30s in some spots at noon today. We're only topping in the low to mid 40s despite that sun. Temperatures will drop pretty quickly tonight, but with winds in the area, I'm not expecting us to bottom out too low. We should at least stay at or above freezing. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. The best part about this forecast is the amount of sunshine. We finally have a significant stretch of dry weather, and with some pretty strong winds a couple of the days, we are likely to dry out pretty quickly here across southern Wisconsin. So sunshine and cool temps, just a slight chance for rain coming on Friday. Now let's get a check on your First Alert traffic maps this morning. Josh Tim has all the updates. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, it's a quiet start on the Beltline this morning. Really nothing to slow you down in either direction. Just plan on the usual brake lights starting to show up over the westbound side over the next hour or so. Checking out roads here in Dane County. Things are looking pretty good. Just a few slowdowns on the northbound side of Verona Road approaching the Beltline. No problems downtown around the Capitol Square and UW campus. Volume definitely shouldn't be a factor at least for another hour or so. And other main routes heading into Madison, they're moving along at the usual speeds with no major crashes or delays. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh, and thank you, Hattie. So starting today, families in need across Dane County can register for a full Thanksgiving dinner with all the fixings. It's in an effort to help thousands of parents and kids in our area that may not be able to get a meal that a lot of us take for granted.
News 3 is a proud sponsor of the Goodman Community Center's Thanksgiving Basket Drive. Goodman's Food Pantry Coordinator, Sam McDaniel, is joining us this morning with more on how everybody can help. Thanks so much for waking up with us.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
So for folks who might not be familiar with this program, tell us a little bit about the food drive.
So basically, we're working to provide as many families as we can in Dane County with the ability to cook a full Thanksgiving meal, everything you need from turkey to pie. We serve about 3,500 families each year, so close to last year 22,000 Dane County residents, including 10,000 children.
Wow.
We don't do it without the help of lots and lots of people in and around Dane County.
What does this mean, though, Sam, for the people that come? You know, if you've never seen this, it's an amazing event where people drive through, essentially, and
Yes.
get all these, and their faces. I mean, what does this mean for you, and what does it mean for them?
It's a really wonderful event, really across the board. Yeah, providing the meal is a great thing, and it's wonderful for people who may not otherwise be able to have that Thanksgiving meal. But we also have an entire community coming together to take care of each other. You mentioned the days when people are coming and picking up. We often see whole families, you know, grandparents down to grandkids in the car, coming to talk to our volunteers and, you know, smile and laugh with the people who have come there to help out. It's a really empowering thing. It really makes people feel like that they're part of a community.
Yeah. There's our very own Danica Lewis helping out right there.
It is really fun, by the way. It is a great time if you've never done it and help pack up everything. But as you can see there, I mean, the donations, it's insane when you walk into that gym. how much are you? How amazed are you every year with the community coming out?
That's really the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, the volume of stuff that comes into our gym. You know, we'll have 3 giant piles of more than 10,000 pounds of vegetables each, and then, you know, whatever the number is, I think it's 25,000 different canned goods and other boxed items. Plus, we get, you know, 3,500 or more turkeys, and all that stuff in the same room together is a really crazy thing to see.
It's incredible to look at that video and see how much food is in that one room. But what are some of the things that you folks maybe don't see enough of?
Turkeys are always the biggest thing for us. It's the biggest ticket item in the grocery list, and it's the one that really kind of defines the Thanksgiving meal for everyone.
Sure.
You know, having a turkey in the center of the table is what everybody wants on their Thanksgiving dinner. And so every year, as we get down to the last day of distribution, we're always a little bit short. And we call out to our community to come in and help out, and every year the Dane County community delivers for us and for all of the families that need our help.
Wow.
For those families, Sam, I mean, you kind of touched on this, but really what does it mean to be able to put a Thanksgiving meal on the table?
I think it's one of those things, you know, there's a lot of difficulty around the idea of food insecurity and not having enough to eat. It becomes more pronounced at times like Thanksgiving, where the tradition in our country has to do with having that meal, and not being able to provide that for the family has all of these other knock-on effects. And then conversely, being able to do that, being able to provide a really nice big spread for the whole family, I think it makes people feel like they're, you know, it allows people to forget a little bit the difficulty, and it brings the family together, and it for us at Goodman, it gives us the chance to sort of feel like, you know, we're really having an impact and we're able to help in a way that has a long-term effect for people. You know, the rest of the holiday season, we started off feeling good and we continue feeling good.
For other folks who want to have an impact, help out, how can they?
There's a number of different ways. We obviously can take donations of food that we go all the way through the November 19th date with our distribution. Financial donations are hugely helpful. The center is able to, we have lots of different partners who we buy food through, and we're able to take $1 and kind of make it into $3 when people make financial donations for this food purchasing. And then volunteering at the event. There's volunteer spots open on our website right now. There are more than 600 volunteers that participate in the Thanksgiving Basket Drive each year.
This is such an incredible event. Danica's taken part in it before. I know a lot of us here at News 3 are really proud to sponsor it. So we're looking forward to helping out again this year.
Yeah, and thank you very much for your continued support. What you all do for us and for the community is huge, too.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you for your work. Appreciate it.
Thanks for waking up with us.
Thank you very much.
6:19 right now. The rest of us are probably groaning and moaning to hear about snowflakes this morning, but Chris Reese, he's actually pretty excited. This is going to be his first winter in Wisconsin. He is breaking out all the statistics and the forecasting models. We'll check in with our Houston native, see what he has to say about the average early snowfall coming up.
Hattie says that snow's not going to stick around long this morning, though. She's in next with some sun in store for the work week. That's when News 3 This Morning continues.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Hattie McLean. We did have some light snow overnight, but that precipitation has come to an end for southern Wisconsin. Skies are already beginning to clear out a little bit to the north and west, so sunshine is in our forecast today. Don't be fooled though, it is going to be a chilly day. Normally high temperatures would be near 60 this time of the year. We're in the 30s this morning with wind chills in the 20s, so bundle up early today. As you head to the bus stop and looking at recess outside over the lunch hour, it's going to be chilly today with temperatures only topping in the low to mid 40s. Stay warm today.
All right, thanks so much, Addie. If we didn't see it for ourselves, we'd probably be in denial. Plenty of people are waking up this morning, though, with snow on their cars.
Yeah, it always feels early when we get that first snow. And meteorologist Chris Reese joins us now to tell us more about when those flurries. See, I'm just
we don't even want to talk about it.
I know, I'm just so mixed up. I'm flustered about these flurries. But hey, I mean, it looked pretty. I got to give you that.
I mean, it did. It was worth waking up early and going to drive around.
Was it, Chris?
It was.
Okay, good.
It was
One
for
of us
about
is
the next
excited.
30 minutes, and then I'm sure I'll be tired.
There you go.
How early do we normally see this? That's the thing. And for those who think maybe this was a little bit early, well, it was, but by about 11 days. See, we typically see our first trace of snow right around October 25th, but officially before midnight, the airport did record a trace of snow. So October 14th, that will go down as the date for 2018, which is the earliest trace of snow that we have seen in the past 5 years. And so far, I was doing some more digging. It's the earliest trace of snow we may have seen in this millennium. So it's been a while since we've had it this early. The second earliest in the past 5 years has been 2014 on Halloween, but most of them have been in December or November in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But then you start thinking, like, what about measurable snow? When does that happen? Well, yeah, we're less than a month away from the average date of that. See, that's November 5th. And then the average first inch is November 18th. And if we stick with the averages, it'll be about a month. And we'll start talking about, oh, yeah, the ground was whitened by some snow that came through. But it's all about averages. See, last year, we didn't get the first inch of snow until December 24th.
That's
wow,
right.
That is right. I remember that.
I remember that.
That's right.
Yep.
That
right
is
on Christmas.
Crazy.
And fun fact, I've never seen snow around, like, Christmas decorations covered in snow, and that's a myth. I've never seen that.
Oh, you're going to love it.
So, we'll see what this winter brings.
Get the snow pants ready for Chris Reese, everybody. Send over all of your hats and gloves, too.
I need them. I'm ready.
He's prepared. He's excited.
You say that now, but no, I'm just kidding. You'll be great. You'll be great.
We'll see how. I have hope. You gotta go into everything with optimism.
There
and
you
just
go.
Hope it plays
Love
out.
that,
There you
Chris.
go. Just layer up. You'll be good. All right. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
All right, 6:25 your time now. We are learning more about Wisconsin's candidates for governor and where they stand on cutting property taxes. We'll check in on election 2018 after the break.
And as Madison's water utility works to settle up a $6 million deficit, there's a heads up about your bill increasing. We'll tell you about the approval and what it means for your bank account when News 3 This Morning returns.
Madison teachers might be getting some new safety training after recent shooting incidents near a high school.
Happening tonight, you'll have the chance to weigh in on what you'd like to see developed around the Alliant Energy Center. I'm Josh Butter live with what the plans are in the works to transform South Madison.
This is News 3 This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to the final half hour of News 3 This Morning. It is 6:29 now on this Monday, October 15th. And Danica and I, pretty toasty here on the desk, but the rest of the News 3 This Morning team stuck outside.
Definitely.
Josh, Hattie.
I know, and we turn it over to Hads, what once was maybe a little bit of a snow-covered patio, Hads?
I don't know if it stuck to the patio,
Yeah.
but it maybe was on the grill a little bit, but it's gone. Luckily, the lights out here are pretty hot, so they've really melted anything that might have been sticking on the ground here. It is chilly this morning, though. I can see my breath outside, so bundle up as you head out the doors early this morning. Here's a look at satellite and radar trends. All the precipitation has come to an end for southern Wisconsin. Not going to worry about that snow that's up to the north, a little closer to Lake Superior. That's going to track eastward through the day today. I am looking forward to the clearing trend that's already taking place across Minnesota this morning, because that means some sunshine is in our forecast for the afternoon. Now, those clouds may hang tight for at least a couple of hours yet, but then temperatures will start to warm up a little bit with the sunshine. We're in the low to mid 30s, 32 now in Platteville and Prairie du Chien, as well as Mineral Point. Madison's been holding steady at 34. Your day planner temperatures are not all that impressive, I'll be honest. We should be hitting highs right around 60. We'll barely make it into the 40s today. 43 is the expected high, but we do have the sunshine. West winds, though, are going to keep a chill in the air today. Here's a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. Still looking pretty quiet on the roads here in and around Madison. No accidents to report, which is great news. You're going at posted speeds heading into the city. And that's your first alert traffic.
Hattie, thank you so much. 6:31 right now, and Beloit police are looking into some suspicious activity in driveways across the city, and they're asking for their neighbors to help. The department posted this video on its Facebook page. This is from the 2100 block of Elmwood Avenue. You can see two people walking up to someone's truck around 2 a.m. Sunday, using a flashlight to peek inside. Now, police say they had several reports of things being stolen in that neck of the woods at that time. If you do live in Beloit and have noticed anything gone missing, or that someone obviously searched through your car, you're asked to call Beloit Police.
Madison police are about to get a federal grant worth $250,000 to help train schools on how to prevent violence. The State Journal says that funding would help the department train staff at Madison's 4 high schools and 2 alternative high schools. That training would focus on crisis intervention and restorative justice. The grant comes after 2 shootings near La Follette High School and a fight after a football game over at Memorial High.
Governor Scott Walker's opponent is responding to ads that claim he would raise taxes with a plan to cut them. Democrat Tony Evers says he wants to cut income taxes by 10% for people making less than $100,000 a year. He also says that would apply for families making less than $150,000 annually. Evers says his proposal would provide $340 million in relief to lower and middle class families. He says he will cut wasteful spending and duplicative programs and phase out Walker's millionaire and corporate welfare giveaway to help alleviate that cost. Now, Governor Walker's campaign says Evers' plan is still unclear. A spokesperson for that campaign says Governor Walker is, quote, the only candidate with a proven record of easing our tax burden. Now, Walker is ahead of Evers in the latest Marquette Law School poll. This fall's election is 3 weeks from tomorrow, on November 6th.
6:33 your time now. After several years of studies and public input, there's an opportunity to see what the Alliant Energy Center will look like in the years to come.
It could be several years before we see any changes, but Dane County will spend taxpayer dollars on development along with private investments. Josh Sprider is live this morning along John Nolan with more on the money going into this property. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. The county says that public-private partnership is especially important in a project of this magnitude because it truly takes a village to come together. They're looking at updating the Alliant Energy Center itself, but they're also counting on the surrounding area to really make a positive change on the community. Now, that draft plan, which is set to be unveiled tonight, calls for an upgrade of the Coliseum. The plan then depends on the outlying areas to build restaurants and maybe even more hotels along John Nolan Drive. The goal is to transform South Madison, attracting more events and people to the area. The county hopes to create some more density around the Alliant Energy Center.
We're really trying to make sure that all eligible voters in Wisconsin can vote, you know, that they have that opportunity. I mean, a lot of people.
The meeting tonight taking place in the Expo Hall is a big stepping stone for the Oversight Committee. Organizers say the goal of this event is to share the drafts with the community. They also want your input one more time before going with a final recommendation this December. Again, the meeting starts here at 5:30 tonight at the Expo Hall. I'm told that it will be done so you can get home and watch the Brew Crew and the Packers, and there are going to be hors d'oeuvres and beverages if you need an extra push to come here tonight, ladies.
Oh, it wouldn't be a public meeting maybe without it. Maybe this is the new trend here. All right, some interesting stuff, though. Josh Breiter reporting live. We'll let you go inside and warm up, Josh. Thank you so much.
All right, if you live in Madison, you can expect your monthly water bill to go up, so the Water Utility Board can dig itself out of a $6 million deficit. The State Journal reports the Public Service Commission approved that 30% rate hike, meaning your bill is going to be about $7 more expensive every month. At that meeting, one member said the utility is, quote, on probation. The commission criticized the utility's money mismanagement and gave it a 60-day deadline to submit a recovery plan. This summer, the utility board recommended against renewing General Manager Tom Heikkinen's 5-year contract, but City Council did it anyways. Mayor Paul Soglin is requiring him to submit quarterly reports to the city.
The city of Madison is turning to social media to make sure it is in touch with what's important to people living here. Through the rest of the month, the city's asking you to take a selfie and post it on Facebook or Instagram, explaining why the place in that picture matters to you. It has to be a recent selfie, and this should go without saying, but you do have to be in it. It also needs a caption of 140 characters or less. You can email those submissions to historicpreservation@cityofmadison.com if you'd like. Now, the city's hoping to use these pictures to prioritize and focus on certain projects in the future. All right, 6:36 right now. Overseas, there will be an inspection inside the Saudi consulate today, where Turkish officials say there's proof a journalist was murdered. We'll have an update in the morning sprint.
And we are previewing a Susan Simon conversation with a Middleton woman who has an important warning for any of us getting on a four-wheeler this fall. Those stories are still ahead on News 3 this morning.
So basically,
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us here on the program, and we had to pick this one from Chuck today because with snow waking us up, let's just throw it back to summer for a heartbeat. This is gorgeous, Chuck.
Yeah, Lake Koshkonong, just the colors themselves are just spectacular. So thank you, Chuck, for sharing. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on the Facebook, Twitter page, whatever it is, use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. Leah and I share our favorites every morning here on the program.
6:40 your time now. ATVs and UTVs are a big part of life here in Wisconsin, but we're sharing a powerful warning from a local woman who has to rebuild her life after an accident with one.
Natalie Staples was a star basketball player at Middleton High School. That is until she went for a ride on a Polaris Ranger with a group of friends. They hit a patch of gravel, the vehicle flipped, nearly severing Natalie's arm.
I've had 35 reconstructive surgeries since 2010. Now, I was in the hospital for 28 days, and the first 10 days I was in a medically induced coma.
She basically had transected or cut all the structures in the arm except for some skin in the back of the arm and one of the 3 main nerves.
Unbelievable. Susan Simon sat down with Natalie to talk about her incredible recovery and how she made her way back to the basketball court. You can catch that inspiring story tonight on News 3 at 10.
An impressive young woman and a good reminder for everyone to be careful when you're riding those.
Absolutely. And you can bet that when Susan Simon sits down for a conversation, it's going to be great.
Exactly. All right. If you are headed out on an ATV this week, you're going to want to bundle up. It's going to be kind of cold. Freezing temperatures are sticking around, but the sun will peek out at some point today and stick around for the rest of the week, too. Addie's going to update our forecast next.
First, though, we want to remind you, if you have a kiddo turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. News 3 This Morning will be back after this. Wow, check that out this morning. We're taking a live look on Madison's west side, courtesy of the WISC Sky Cam this morning. Just some interesting clouds there. You can see the sun is moving in, those clouds moving out. Hattie has more of the same coming up in her forecast. UW-Madison's homecoming is this weekend, but before the football team hosts the Fighting Illini and alumni descend on campus, the party starts today. Everyone's dancing right now. There will be games, food, a DJ, and giveaways at the Library Mall starting at noon today. That's for the Pepsi homecoming kickoff party. The event runs until 3. You can find out more about all of the homecoming events over on channel3000.com.
And if you're a little cold, not a bad morning to start jumping around, Hattie. It's a bit chilly out there.
Yeah, it's one way to stay warm. Good news, though, the forecast looks pretty nice for homecoming week here in southern Wisconsin. Let's take a look at satellite and radar trend. The snow earlier has come to an end and moved off to the east. You're seeing that clearing line work its way into the Madison area as we speak. A little bit of snow further back to the north and west, but those snow showers are going to track straight east today, so we don't have to worry about them. Take a wider view and we'll show you what's happening around the area, especially looking to the west where things are pretty quiet. We're going to settle into a very quiet weather pattern for the next couple of days. Here's a look at future track, and again, a west wind through the day today is going to keep a chill in the air. We'll have sunshine through the afternoon, but it will still be unseasonably cold today. Now for tomorrow, ahead of a cold front, it will be a little bit warmer with sunshine, but that front quickly moves through Tuesday night. We're not likely to see any precipitation from that front, but it will bring yet another reinforcing shot of colder Canadian air into the area. So things are going to stay cool through the middle of the week. Here's a look at your 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, and no real changes to this map at all. It's indicating below normal temperatures from the Mississippi River Valley all the way to the Atlantic. The western part of the state's a little bit warmer than normal as we head through the end of October. A live look from the Edgewater Sky Cam downtown Madison. We're still seeing a lot of clouds in the downtown area this morning. It's 34 degrees here in Madison as well as Watertown, the Dells and Mineral Point and Platteville down to 32 this morning. Northwesterly winds this morning anywhere from 5 to 15 miles an hour will begin to shift to the west through the day today, and that west wind will be steady in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range through the afternoon, so that'll make things feel just a little bit cool. Winds do shift to the southwest though as we head into tonight. Our pinpoint city forecast highs today, we're right around 44 in Stoughton, Fort Atkinson and Watertown, you'll top at 43 degrees. Sunshine though is in the forecast, especially to the west. You'll see that sunshine a little earlier. 42 for the high in Prairie du Chien as well as Fenimore. Muscadet tops at 44 degrees today. And to the north, cool as well. Baraboo tops at 41. Also looking at a high of 41 degrees in Mauston. Here in Madison, our high today, 43 degrees. We will have the sunshine, and take a look at the amount of sun in the extended forecast. It's been quite some time since we've had such a quiet forecast. Just a slight chance for rain on Friday. That's about it. We will warm it up a little bit for the end of the week, but nothing terribly warm in this extended forecast. But I think with the winds and the sunshine, we'll finally start to dry out the ground. Oh. Take a look at BJ Raji.
Hi, buddy.
With the watchful eye. Love it.
That's one large eye.
I know, a little bit of the hairy eyeball there. Quit taking a picture of me.
It looks a little tiny. Probably needs a jacket today.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of dogs with jackets over the weekend.
You're right. So did I. It was a chilly one. All right. Thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
The morning sprint's coming up next here on News 3 This Morning. 6:51 time now for the morning sprint. Snow moved through overnight, and Hattie says while the flakes won't stick, the cold temperatures will.
And Josh Breiter's live at the Alliant Energy Center, where you can check out plans to redevelop the area. But we start this morning at the Dane County Jail. That's where a Sun Prairie man is facing a homicide charge after a deadly drunk driving crash over the weekend. Officials say 46-year-old Nicholas Hanley tried passing another car on Highway T yesterday in the town of Sun Prairie. That car was trying to turn when Hanley's pickup truck crashed into the driver's side, killing the driver and sending the passenger to the hospital. There's no word on that passenger's condition yet this morning.
Beloit police are looking into some suspicious activity in driveways across the city, posting a video on its Facebook page that happened around 2 a.m. Sunday. You're seeing it here. Two people walk up to a truck in the 2100 block of Elmwood Avenue and use flashlights to peek inside. Police say they had several reports of things being stolen in that neighborhood at the time.
Madison police are about to get a federal grant worth $250,000 to help train schools on how to prevent violence. The State Journal says that funding would help the department train staff at Madison's 4 high schools and the 2 alternative high schools. Madison City Council will vote on accepting that grant at its meeting tomorrow.
I'm Josh Breiter, live at the Alliant Energy Center this morning. Well, you'll get the chance to check out a draft of plans tonight for the center's future. The county hopes to transform the grounds here, attracting more events and people to the area. They hope to collect additional feedback from you tonight before moving on to a final recommendation in December. The plan calls for an upgrade to the Expo Center and Coliseum while building restaurants and hotels along John Nolan Drive. Their goal is to transform South Madison, attracting more events and people to the area. The meeting is this evening from 5:30 to 7 in the Expo Hall, and we have all of this information on channel3000.com.
It's a chilly start this morning, but at least the precipitation has already come to an end for southern Wisconsin. Just watching some clouds begin to clear out across the area as well. Look for cool temperatures today in the 30s through the morning hours, only in the low to mid 40s this afternoon, but we will have a lot of sunshine later today.
Thank you very much, Hattie. Still, nearly 80 people are missing in Mexico Beach, Florida alone this morning after Hurricane Michael swept through last week. Almost 24 people have died as a result of that storm. More than 400,000 homes and businesses across 7 different states are still without power. A team of Wisconsin National Guard soldiers is currently in Florida helping with recovery efforts.
Overseas this morning, Saudi Arabia will allow officials from Turkey to search its consulate 2 weeks after the disappearance of a journalist. Those officials say there's proof that Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi was killed inside the consulate. Experts are worried oil prices could now go up significantly as a result of international fallout over that journalist's disappearance.
The world is watching again as Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan are expecting their first child. They made that announcement this morning. The baby's due next spring and would be the 7th in line for the throne.
Democratic candidate for governor Tony Evers says he wants to cut income taxes by 10% for people making less than $100,000 a year. Evers says that tax cut would provide $340 million in relief to lower and middle class families. A campaign spokesperson for Governor Walker says Evers' plan is unclear, and Walker is the only candidate with a proven record of cutting taxes.
If you live in Madison, you can expect your monthly water bill to go up a bit, so the Water Utility Board can dig itself out of a $6 million deficit. The State Journal reports the Public Service Commission for the state approved that 30% rate hike, meaning your bill will be about $7 more expensive every month here soon. Now, the commission criticized the utility's money mismanagement and gave it 60 days to submit a so-called recovery plan.
The Brewers are waking up in sunny LA this morning for Game 3 of the NLCS. The series is split 1-1 after the Dodgers beat Milwaukee at Miller Park on Saturday, thanks to a 2-run homer by who Danica likes to call bearded phenom Justin Turner.
Look at his beard.
You're right. Yolis Chassin will start for the Brewers. First pitch is at 6:39 Central over on Fox Sports 1.
Wisconsinites will likely be switching back and forth between that and the Packers' Monday night home game against the 49ers. Kickoff is 7:15 over on ESPN. The Packers will try to get back on track after losing to the Lions last week. Mason Crosby missed 13 points worth of kicks in that loss. Now, San Francisco has struggled too, though, losing starting quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to a season-ending knee injury.
Employees over at the Henry Vilas Zoo hope their newest neighbor, Nunique the polar bear, will help bring some attention to climate change. Nunique joins our favorite here at the station, Miss Barrett. As ice caps melt and the polar bear population dwindles, the zoo says it's important to talk with visitors about what they can do to fight climate change. The zoo hopes Unique can help kids relate to the issue and become more interested in being environmentally friendly.
6:56 right now. Stoughton Road back open where it was closed all weekend long. Let's get one more check on traffic with Josh Tim. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, starting to pick up on the westbound belt lines, having the breaks between Monona Drive and West Broadway. It's going to add a couple minutes in that direction. Just a few brake lights on inbound side of John Nolan between Olin Avenue and North Shore Drive, but that shouldn't slow you down more than an extra minute or two. Northbound side of Rona Road, you're slowing down prior to the Highway PD intersection, but other main routes heading into Madison, they're moving along at the usual speeds right now with no crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thanks, Josh.
And we have kind of a pretty sunrise in
Wow.
Platteville this morning. Some clearing there. We're looking to the east, so we're seeing those clouds that we have here in Madison. Take a look at our forecast for the day. Lots of sunshine through the afternoon. Temperatures are going to climb to highs only around 43 degrees, so still pretty chilly even for this time of the year. Let's show you that extended forecast though, because it's pretty darn nice. A lot of sun on that map. Just a slight chance for rain on Friday.
That looks absolutely fantastic for this time of year, especially considering the snowflakes out there. You might have to wipe out your car or wipe off the windshield just to warn you. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.